So I don't know how things work in other countries. I assume it's kind of like the same where I live. Is that every single year there's the annual salary negotiations. It all depends really on how you work, where you work, what do you do for work, and how the pay structure works. Obviously, if you're working in sales and you make money based on all the sales you make a commission. That's fine. Maybe you get a salary bump every single year, maybe you have a fixed salary bump, or maybe you let somebody else negotiate the salary for you, such as the unions. Now, in my country and in my jurisdiction, there's a lot of this. There's a lot of unions negotiating with other unions, I guess, and other, I don't know what they really are. Other companies that represent the factory owners and so on. I don't really know what these companies are, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. What matters is there is a union negotiating your salary for you if you're the average working man, if you're the proverbial working man, if you're a construction worker, a plumber, whatever it is, factory worker, worker at some sort of a plant. There is a guy representing the union who negotiates the salary based, who negotiates the hopeful increase in salary for you. Now, this year, everything is different, or so they say, because of the crisis in the Middle East, because oil prices are spiking, gas prices are spiking, every single price is spiking, really. The price of, obviously, petrol, gas, electricity, food, all the regular commodities that people really want, those prices are spiking. And this should be precisely the persuasion anybody needs to start working on their own business, to make money themselves, to increase their earnings. Because if you can't get paid more from your employer, then why aren't you working yourself on making more money? And why aren't you selling yourself and making more money? This should be the visualization you need. If you see outside and you see that gas prices only go up one way and that you soon can't afford to even drive to work, if you see that the food you want is getting so and so much more expensive that you can't even buy it, then you have to resort to, I don't know, rice and beans. If you see that the electricity bill, the heating bill, the gas bill, whatever it is, if you only see the numbers cascading and piling on top of each other, and it's so much for you to even, pay, if you can't even pay your bills based on your regular salary, and you let somebody else dictate or decide really how much you get paid every single month because that's what they're doing really, then you have to ask yourself, really, are you doing that bad? Or why are you feeling that bad? Why are you feeling that bad about yourself? If you aren't working if you aren't working properly on making more money, if you aren't selling yourself on making more money, if you have a vacant moment and you spend that moment doom scrolling social media, if you watch dumbass movies, if you have a Netflix subscription, if you have a Disney Plus subscription, if you watch, I don't know why I keep breaking up. If you watch these dumbass movies and television shows and all that kind of crap, and yet you feel like you can't make ends meet, then is there any reason to feel sorry for yourself, really? When you could and should have been working on making more money instead, when you could and should have been making more money through, I don't know, building a side business, selling stuff, flipping houses. Do whatever you have to do. Get a second job, work overtime hours, whatever it is. But instead you want to sit at home and complain. You can do better. Sell yourself. The persuasion lesson is obvious here. Sell yourself, persuade yourself to work harder so that you can make more money, so that you can actually pay your bills. Just think about it. It's pretty simple. If you want to learn more about persuasion, get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching or listening to this. I'll see you there.